Are expected to. Okay, in this lesson, in finding the equation of a line given 2 points, the slope and a point, and the slope and its intercepts, you are expected to find the equation of a line given 2 points, the slope and a point, the slope and its intercepts. Okay, for you to understand what we're talking about, so let's have this learning situation number 1. So the problem is, we are going to find the equation of a line passing through the points 2, 1 and 1, negative 3. So basically, we are given the equation and we're going to graph that. And there are some points that it had passed through. And this time, we're going to reverse the process. So we're just given 2 points, and the problem is we are going to write the equation of that line. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to plot the points on the Cartesian plane and connect them to illustrate the line that we are looking for. Okay, so it passes through the point 1, negative 3 and 2, positive 1. And let us connect these 2 points. So we have this line. So the problem is that we are going to look for the equation represented by this line. We already have the graph. The problem now is we're going to look for the equation represented by this graph. Okay, the first thing that, the second one that you're going to do is you're going to identify the coordinates. So we have here x sub 1, y sub 1, that is 2, 1. Where x sub 1 is equal to 2 and y sub 1 is equal to 1. And x sub 2, y sub 2 is 1, negative 3, where in x sub 2 is equal to 1 and then y sub 2 is equal to 3. So what does it mean? This means that this one is point, or this is the first point, this is the second point. This is the first point for x variable, then y variable. Second point, x variable, y variable. These are just being represented by those corresponding variables. So if you want to interchange this will be your first point and this is the second point. So that is also okay, or that is also accepted, or that is also correct. Okay, so we already represented the points in this graph. So what we're going to do next is we're going to substitute the values in the 2-point formula. So the formula that we're going to use here is y minus y sub 1 equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1 times the quantity of x minus x sub 1. So we call this one as a 2-point formula because you're going to use this formula if the given are 2 points. So if you have here 2 points that are given and then you're going to look for the equation, this is the formula that you are going to use. Then our next step is that we're going to substitute now. That is our y sub 1 in this given. Our y sub 1 is 1. So we're going to replace y sub 1 here with 1. Our y sub 2 is negative 3 here. So we're going to replace here y sub 2 with negative 3. And y sub 1 minus is 1. X sub 2 is 1. Then we have here 1. And x sub 1 is 2. So minus 2. Multiplied to the quantity of x minus x sub 1. Our x sub 1 is 2. So x sub 1 will be replaced by 2. So this is the equation that we're going to simplify. Okay, so the next step that we're going to use is we're going to simplify now. So we have here the substituted equation. So that is negative 3 minus 1 is actually negative 4. Then 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Okay, so after that, we know that negative 4 divided by negative 1 is positive 4. We just simplify this one. Then distribute this one. So we have here y minus 1 is equal to 4 times x. That is by distributive property. Then 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Okay, so our next step is that we're going to transpose negative 1 to the right side. So that will become positive 1. So that is y is equal to 4x minus 8 plus 1. Then the resulting equation is y equals 4x minus 7. So therefore, this equation or this line, the equation of this line is this one, y equals 4x minus 7. The first problem that we have encountered is actually finding the equation of a line given 2 points. So here, what will be the process if we have here a slope and another is a point? So the given here is a slope and then a point. So let's have this problem. A line has a slope of 2 and is passing through the point whose coordinates are 2, negative 5. So what is its equation? So the problem here is that we are going to find the equation of a line given the slope and then a point. Same process with what we have done in the first problem is that we are going to graph the line using its slope and then the point where it passes through. So I have already given an example problem wherein we're going to graph a line given the slope and then a point. The first thing that you're going to do here is you're going to locate first the point, and the point here is 2, negative 5. Then the slope is 2. It means that you're going to move upward twice and then move to the right once, because that is 2 over 1. So our rise is 2, then the run is 1. Since the slope is positive, therefore the behavior of the line should increase from left to right. So from this point, which is 2, negative 5, here we're going to move twice upward, 1, 2, and then move once to the right here. So therefore, the illustration or the graph is like this. So this is the graph of that line which passes through 2, negative 5 with a slope of 2. Okay, so after having that graph, we are going to identify the given in the problem. So we get the following. So we have here the slope is 2, then a point or x sub 1 is 2 and y sub 1 is equal to negative 5. So x sub 1 here and y sub 1 is actually the coordinate of the point 2, negative 5. So we can represent that one as x sub 1 and y sub 1. Okay, since the given here is different from the previous example wherein the given here is a slope and then a point, and then in the first example you have here 2 points, so the formula that we're going to use here is different. So step 2, we're going to substitute the values in the point using point slope formula, and that is y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity of x minus x sub 1. So the value of the point here, x sub 1, y sub 1, and then the slope should substitute the given formula. So we have here y minus negative 5 and then is equal to 2 times the quantity of x minus 2. So take note that this one is negative 5 because the point or the value of y sub 1 is negative 5. So you're not going to write here y minus 5 only because 2 here is subtraction. And this is the coordinate of y sub 1. Then after that, we already have here, we're going now to simplify. So we have here y minus negative 5 is equal to 2 times quantity of x minus 2. So we have here y plus 5 is equal to 2x minus 2. I mean minus 4, but that is by distributive property. By transposition, you have here y is equal to 2x minus 4 minus 5. From left side, the value or the sign will change. So that is positive 5, it will become negative 5 by transposition. And then the resulting equation is y is equal to 2x minus 9. Now that is the equation of a line passing through 2, negative 5, having a slope of positive 2. So this line. Okay, our third example is that we're going to find the equation of a line with the slope of 2 and the y-intercept of negative 4. Okay, so this is very different to the two examples that I have given. However, this is the easiest one because we're just going to substitute, substitute, and there is no more computations that we're going to do here in this problem. What we're going to do here is very different, the same with the previous examples that I have done, wherein we're going to graph the line using its slope and then the y-intercept. So the first point that we have plotted here is 0, -4. So if the value of b there is -4, it means that the point passes through 0, -4. So here is 0, -4. Then since the slope is +2, so that is rise over run, so we're going to move twice upward. And since this one is positive, so we're going to move once to the right. So the next step that you're going to do, since we already have drawn the graph, is that we're going to identify the given in the problem. So the slope there is 2, then a point there is 0, -4, or simply the value of b there is -4, or that is the y-intercept. Okay, so m is equal to 2, then b is equal to -4. b is the same as the point along y-axis where the line passes through. Okay, in this case, we're going to use a different formula compared to the two examples that I have presented. So the formula that we're going to use here is what we call the point slope formula, and that is y is equal to mx plus b. So this time, we're just going to substitute the values, wherein the slope and then the y-intercept. And we have y is equal to mx plus b. Since the value of slope there is 2, then the value of b is -4. Then to simplify, we have now the point y is equal to mx plus b, then is equal to y is equal to 2x plus -4. Then the equation of that line is y is equal to 3x minus 4. And that is the equation of the line passing through the y-intercept -4 and with a slope of 2.